and I can't read that. So I'm just going to, and I told Scott Wilbur, my communications director, coming over here, I don't really know what's going to come out of my mouth. And what I do know is that the media, you know, if I don't say it right, but I'll leave that up to a higher power, okay, to deal with that. So I'm just going to tell you, I have been wondering what has happened to John Kasich. You know, what has, you know, somebody said, you got to remember your parents. Somebody told me last night, remember your mom and dad. I mean, your mom and dad were this way. They cared about people. And you also got raised in an environment where your mother, by either direct or indirect talk, taught you to, you know, fight for the underdog. You know, that's kind of, I guess, the way I was raised. But sis, what are you? Are you a reverend? Are you a, what are you, ma'am? With the red, are you a minister? No, you. Oh, okay. Well, you look like one. You can wear that for Halloween and go as an Episcopal bishop. Okay? But I actually kind of think, to be honest with you, and maybe some of you won't like this, I kind of think that this sense I have of people who live in the shadows has been, in the intensity of it, it's been placed in my body by the Spirit, the Holy Spirit. I kind of believe that. I don't kind of, I do. I had to say kind of so they won't say I'm in here proselytizing, because that's not what I'm here to do. Because everybody can find their way to these feelings in a different way. That's just the way that I think that I have found it. So everybody sort of focuses on Medicaid expansion. Because that was kind of, I guess, I don't know, was that the easy thing to market, to talk about, oh, well, look at that. But you have to realize from the very beginning of the administration, based on the kind of people that had come to work with me, like Greg Moody and Ben Kasich, who've been working with me since he was not even old enough to vote. These are people that kind of share the values that I have about helping people to get out of the trouble that they find themselves in. So before that, whether it was the food banks, whether it was the concern for the children's hospitals, whether it was you know, the Cleveland School reform, whether it was the program, as I told John Martin, who runs our developmental disabilities, whether it was employment first, taking a disabled and giving them a chance to get a great job. It was sort of capped off in a way by Medicaid expansion. And then I kind of found myself in the middle of a debate, a national debate, about why would you do this? And I was just in Montana last week and got into a debate with a legislator out there about, well, why would you do this? You were for a balanced budget, which I think strengthens our country economically. But he says, well, you know, you're kind of hypocritical, you know. I'm cool with all that. I can deal with all of it. Because what I tell people is the mentally ill, the drug addicted, the working poor, or the disabled, we can't push them into the shadows, because that's not the way that we're supposed to look at people who also were created in the image of God, perhaps created a little differently than we are. So this is important to all of us. I mean, some of the biggest increases in this budget are going towards the developmentally disabled. Is it a giant increase? Percentage-wise it is. I mean, you know, you're going to see a lot on mental health. And of course, you're going to see our big push on Medicaid expansion. Now, here's the thing, folks, that I try to tell the social service advocates. The programs for the poor and the disadvantaged are under attack. And I think kind of more so than ever before, because it has been easy to take a surfer, I don't know if the story is even true, a surfer in California who's getting food stamps, and put him up on the talk shows as a symbol of the ripoff. I mean, it's easy to do that. And I believe that both parties, one that believes in a lot of sometimes too much bureaucracy, and maybe one that needs to be more empathetic. You figure out which it is, and I'm not going to tell you. It's easy. I can prove it to you. We made promises to the mentally ill a long time ago. We said, when we get you out of the institutions, we'll take care of you in the community. How's it been going? Okay, you know why? They don't have good lobbyists. They got Phil Cole. Okay?